One of Scotland's best indie bands, Wojtek the Bear, are back with a new song about becoming a parent for the first time. Lead singer Tam Colleen is now a dad and had that epiphany all parents have when they realize they are not number one anymore. Since forming in Glasgow in 2016, the band, Tam, guitarist Graham Norris, bassist Paul Kirkwood, Becky Shemini's on strings and drummer Scott McCutcheon, have released 2 albums, and their third, Shaking Hands with the Enemy, will be out on April 12 next year. The first taster, released on record label Last Night from Glasgow, is single Second Place on Purpose, out now. Over to Nappy King Tam. Tell us about Second Place on Purpose. This was the first song I wrote after my son was born, and it's essentially about the realization that, for the first time in your life, you'll instinctively put someone else's needs first. At our core, people are generally unintentionally pretty selfish, so it was really eye-opening for me to have this innate feeling that there was this tiny person around now who I would literally do anything for. Even basic things like if someone else woke you up screaming at 3 a.m. you'd be furious with them. But something inside you keeps you weirdly serene and tells you that you need to help however you can. That's a really odd, yet powerful, feeling when you experience it for the first time. When I first took the bones of the song to the rest of the guys and we started to flesh it out, it almost immediately became this sort of really joyous mixture of the Sundays-style guitars with a big soaring brass hook over the top. I just hope when he's old enough to know what the song is about that my son actually likes it. Your new album is called Shaking Hands with the Enemy. Sarcastic? It's actually weirdly not meant to be sarcastic. There's a song on the record of the same name which is a reflection on what sort of band we could have been if we'd been around in the 90s when there was all the money still sloshing around the music industry. So the lyrics of the song talk about how, I'll never see the Brit Awards, from a table paid for by Polydor, or how, I won't be shaking hands with the enemy, and their next article won't be the death of me. It's very tongue-in-cheek rather than bitter, and there's also a potentially libelous, albeit completely fabricated, section about us supporting Pulp on tour and seeing what they got up to. Did you read The Enemy? Much like most other teenagers in the 90s, I used to buy it, and Melody Maker, every week, but haven't read it properly in a long time. From what I've seen of the online stuff in the last year, it's improving again. The new album is produced by Stephen Street, who has worked with The Smiths, Blur, and New Order. Chuffed. We were incredibly lucky to get to work with Stephen, and he's worked with some of our favorite bands of all time. We just about managed to hold it together from completely fanboy/fangirling on him and spending the whole time asking for anecdotes about Johnny Marr. Did he give you any tips? What we learned most from working with Stephen was that the simplest thing is often the best when it comes to songwriting/production, etc. It's easy to constantly second-guess yourself when recording, or thinking you need to put 1,000 layers on something, when often the best thing you can do is let a song breathe. Hearing that from someone of his experience was totally invaluable to us. Why has it been 2 years since the last album? We took a bit longer to write and record this album for a few reasons. Firstly, we wanted to take our time to get the strongest collection of songs together that we could, but also, in a practical sense, we had to make our diary align with Stephen's. It took a bit longer than we'd have liked, but, in the end, I hope everyone will agree it was worth the wait. Plans for this year and the next? We're hoping to announce a couple of shows between now and the album launch in April. Beyond that, we'll be touring in the UK from next spring. We'll be releasing another 2 singles from the album before April, and we'll have the album launch gig on April 13th at Glasgow University Union Debates Chamber. Wojtek's single Second Place on Purpose is out now.
Just